On a foggy morning, the Belgrade skyline resembles a dystopian movie set. This monolithic landscape functions as the core of a bustling European capital. After World War II, Yugoslavia absorbed a massive surge in population. The capital was growing fast, and it faced an immediate, severe housing shortage. To solve it, city planners turned to a specific material: raw concrete. It was affordable, fast to pour, and easily molded into striking, monumental shapes. This endless gray landscape was a deliberate ideological choice. Planners used concrete to project a specific image of socialist strength and resilience to the rest of the world. To understand the scale of this project, you have to look at the city's borders. Planners designed massive architectural sentinels to greet visitors as they entered from the east and the west. This is the Eastern Gate, also known as the Rudo Towers. You can see how the three structures are arranged in a tight circle. The urban designer modeled this geometric layout on the jaws of industrial metal milling machines to honor the socialist working class. On the opposite side sits the Western Gate, the Genex Tower. Standing 154 meters tall and crowned with a spaceship-like structure, it dominates the skyline, the first imposing structure travelers see when arriving from the airport. These gates project an immediate sense of power, acting as a protective shell for the strictly organized residential grid waiting across the river. When you cross the Sava River, you enter Novi Beograd, or New Belgrade. This is the epicenter of the city's residential vision. Planners threw out the traditional winding streets of older cities. Instead, they mapped the terrain into numbered, rational grids called blokovi. Applying modern urban theory, they created self-contained ecosystems. Inside a single block, residents found housing, schools, and green spaces, all within a short walk. Block 61 serves as a prime example of this tight-knit planning. It was originally constructed to house Yugoslav People's Army officers and their families. This ideology even reached into the playgrounds. To celebrate socialist achievements in space, the state outfitted these military blocks with concrete play structures shaped like rockets. By organizing the city into these functional, predictable zones, the planners effectively standardized everyday life for hundreds of thousands of people. The macro-level grid is only part of the story. To see how citizens navigate this environment, we have to look closer at the ground level. These aging, bright red Tatra trams, built in Czechoslovakia in the 1980s, act as the vital arteries connecting these isolated concrete islands to the rest of the city. Step inside the perimeter of a place like Block 23, and the scale becomes truly apparent. Some of these continuous concrete complexes stretch up to 400 meters long. Yet, hidden inside these massive structures are inner courtyards that plunge 100 meters deep. Planners specifically designed these voids to allow natural light into the apartments and to provide enclosed community spaces. It is easy to assume all this raw concrete is monotonous, but if you walk from block to block, you'll notice distinct architectural languages, shifting surface textures, and unique typography on entrance numbers. These granular details show that the builders weren't stamping out copy-paste repetition. They were building a highly curated ecosystem where individual neighborhoods could maintain their own identity. This aesthetic didn't stop at the city limits. The principles of brutalism spread outward into the countryside, shaping how the nation recorded its history. Scattered through the forests of the former Yugoslavia are the spomeniks, alien-like geometric monuments. Planners built these to commemorate the anti-fascist uprisings of World War II. Instead of carving traditional human statues, they designed them as massive, static explosions of raw concrete. The Avila Tower stands as a specific mark of the city's architectural commitment. After its destruction in the wars of the 1990s, the state rebuilt the tower to its exact original design, preserving every raw concrete detail. These isolated monuments used raw concrete to turn political memory into a permanent, unshakable physical landscape, which brings us back to the center of Belgrade, right to the origin point of all this architecture, the Urban Planning Institute. The very institution that drew up the grids, the gates, and the blocks was constructed in the exact same raw, unadorned style it championed for everyone else.
This expansive, unyielding concrete network remains one of the world's most complete surviving masterpieces of utopian urban design.